student, I am Najmus sahar, lecturer in business studies, Vishwaman of U College Chitradurga. So dear student, in previous video we have seen regarding the concept of emerging mode of business, as well as we have seen regarding the e-commerce, e-business and the benefits and the limitations of e-business we have discussed in previous video. In today's session, we shall discuss the comparative view of e-commerce as well as traditional business, and we shall discuss one more topic called online transaction, that is buying and selling of goods and services online. Now let us see first the comparative view or the differences between the traditional business as well as e-business. The first difference what we find here is the basis of difference is ease of formation. Formation, that is starting of a business. In case of traditional business, it is difficult, whereas e-business is simple to start a business, simple to form a business, because there is hardly any rules and regulations, there is hardly any procedures to set up e-business when compared to the traditional business. In traditional business, the formation of business is difficult because there are number of rules and regulations, number of procedures you have to follow. Because of that, traditional business is difficult compared to the e-business. The next difference what we find is physical presence. Here, under traditional business, the physical presence of buyers and sellers are required, but in case of e-business, there is no need of having physical interaction or physical presence of buyers and sellers are not required. Next one is the cost of setting up of a business. Cost of setting up of a business. Here, the cost of setting up is high compared to the e-business. So here, cost of setting up of a business is very less. Next one is the operating cost. The operating cost is usually high in case of traditional business, whereas in case of e-business, the cost of operating is less, because in traditional business we have to make an arrangement for everything, for storing of materials, laborers, okay, after production of goods and services you have to store in a godowns, okay, raw materials you have to store. For everything the operating cost will be high in case of traditional. In e-business there is no or less operating cost. Next one is the nature of contact. So here the contact between the buyers as well as the sellers, the contact between the manufacturers as well as the customers. In case of traditional, there is an indirect contact between the buyers as well as the sellers, that is through the or with the help of intermediaries like the wholesalers, retailers. They will sell their goods and services to the ultimate user. In case of traditional business, the contact between the buyers as well as the sellers is indirect, that is the contact between the manufacturer as well as the consumers is indirect, okay. But whereas in e-business there is a direct contact between the manufacturer as well as the end users. There is no intermediaries. Next one is scope. The scope of traditional business is very limited, okay. There is a less global reach, okay, limited scope for the expansion, or there is a less scope for global reach. But whereas in case of e-business you can easily have access on a global level. These are the only few differences that I have discussed here. For more differences refer the textbook, okay. Now let us see about online transaction. You all are aware about the online transaction, how to purchase articles from online. You all know about the steps, okay. But also we shall discuss the online transaction, which is there in your syllabus, okay. So from the point of view, we have online transaction in both point of views, but is from the point of view of sellers and from the point of view of the buyers. But in your syllabus, the discussion is regarding the point of view of a buyer, not on a seller, okay. Let us discuss the first step involved in an online transaction is register. Registration. Registration. In order to purchase or in order to buy any article from the website, like we have famous websites called Amazon, Flipkart, okay, different Mitra.com, okay, firstcry.com, like different we have websites. In order to buy any products, any article from these sites, you have to register first, okay. You have to register in the sense you have to create your Google account, okay. By entering the details about yourself, about ourselves, we have to first register into the website. That is called first step of registration, or first step under online transaction is registration. You have to register yourself in a concerned website in order to buy an article. Next one is placing an order. Placing an order. In order to buy a product, the next step is placing an order. You have to place an order, or you can add the product which you intend to buy in a shopping cart. In a shopping cart, you can add the product which you want to buy, okay. After placing an order among the different choice, okay, then the next step is a payment mechanism. Payment mechanism. So under payment mechanism, we have different steps in order to make a payment. The first one is what we have is COD, that is cash on delivery. Check method is also there. Third one is net banking, and the fourth one is debit card, your plastic cards, debit or credit cards. By using this, you can also make a payment. And the last one is digital payment. Digital method also you can use in order to make a payment So under payment mechanism, we have COD, that is cash on delivery. Okay, after receiving the goods, okay, you can make a payment of an article. That is what cash on delivery. That option is also there. Instead of cash on delivery, you can go for the check. You can go for the internet banking. But the different internet banking methods are there, like RTGS we have, NEFT we have, immediate payment method we have. By using such internet techniques, internet banking methods, you can also make a payment. And next one is by using a plastic cards, smart cards like debit card and credit card. By swiping or by entering the numbers, 16 digits number and the CV number, you can also make a payment, okay. And next one is digital payment. Digital payments is nothing but your PayPal, it may be Paytm, Google Pay. Number of digital methods are there. By using that also you can make a payments. So these are the three major steps involved in online transaction in order to buy a product. So this is from the point of view of a buyer. Okay, it is not from the point of view of seller, it is point of view of buyer. From buying point of view, these are the steps you have to follow in order to purchase goods from online. Okay, first one is register. Concerned website, you have to register yourself first by creating a Google account. By creating or by giving the details about yourself, you can register. After making registration, you have to place an order, whatever the goods you want to purchase or article you want to buy. Okay, by choosing among the articles, you can place an order or you can add into a cart so that you can shop it later. Okay, after placing my order, you have to make a payment. Okay, payment mechanism. So payment mechanism include cash on delivery, check method is there, net banking is there, plastic cards are there, and digital payment methods. These 4 method or 5 method you can use in order to make a payment. Okay, this is what online transaction. So the next one is safety and security and e-business risk. The risk involved in online transaction and what are the safety measures we need to undertake. Okay, the first risk what we faced is transactional risk. Transactional risk is vulnerable for three different reasons. The first one is default on order taking and order giving. Okay. So sometimes what happens, seller will deny that customer has ever ordered the goods, and even the buyers denies that I ever have ordered for the goods or any article. This is called as a default on order taking and order giving. So one says, the seller says that the customer has have not given order, and the buyer says that I have not given the order. Due to this is called as a default on order taking and order giving. Next one is default on delivery. Sometimes what happened, the same goods will be delivered to the wrong address. Okay, sometimes the customer said other than whatever we have ordered, other goods, other type of goods and services will receive. Such will called as a default on delivery. Next one is default on payment. Seller says that I have not received the money, and buyers will say that I have already made a payment. Such risk will be called as a default on payment. In order to avoid this default, you have to collect the correct information, correct address, okay, while having registration, by verifying the address, by verifying the location, everything authority, obtaining the authorization is essential while doing registration and while giving or taking the orders. Next one is data storage and transmission risk. Data stored in a system is having a risk, as well as while sharing the data from one place to another place, from one computer to another computer, there is a certain kind of risk. The risk involves like virus and hacking. Virus, that is, the virus stands for vital information is under siege. Okay, here we have virus is there which will attack our information, which will destroy our files, which will destroy our computer system itself. Okay, by installing the antivirus, okay, we can overcome with this kind of risk. Next one is hacking. Hacking is one certain individual will hack the account. Okay, that is what we say hacking. By using our password, they are having access to our information. They have access to our system is called as a hacking. Next one is risk of threat to the intellectual properties and privacy. Of course, once you post anything on the internet, okay, that will become available to the worldwide. Okay, if you share any information, that can be easily downloaded, that can easily make a copy, which leads to the risk to the intellectual property as well as the privacy. Okay, before doing so, you have to take certain precautionary measures while sharing anything on a social medias or anything on the internet. These are the safety and security and e-business risk, online transaction risk, which is involved in going for the e-business. The first one is transactional risk, storage, data storage and transaction risk, risk of threat to the intellectual property and privacy. Next concept is outsourcing. Very important concept from the point of your examination. Okay, the outsourcing is one of the trending and radically reshaping our business. See, it is a continuously reshaping our business. That is what we say outsourcing. Outsourcing here refers to, it is a practice of obtaining the specialized services from the specialist people, okay, from outside of the organization on a regular basis. Okay, it is a practice. Okay, outsourcing is a practice wherein we get the specialist services, okay, specialized services from the specialist people, those who have experience, those who are experts in a particular in doing a particular task. From them we will take the services and we will provide the goods and services to the ultimate user. Usually this will be a long-term projects, this will be a long-term contracts. Okay, usually we will give offers, we will outsource our non-core activities to the other countries or to the another companies, okay, where we will get the specialist services in which they are very expert and we are not so experts. Usually we will outsource. There are two activities. One is core activity or operation. Another one is non-core operation. Non-core operations or activities. Core activities is nothing but here. It is a very basic, very important activity from which we will get, the company will get the name, fame and profit. Non-core activity, it is an activity from which we will not get a huge profit. Okay, it is not our basic activity. Okay, that is what we say non-core activity. Usually we will outsource the non-core activity to the outsiders. So in short we can tell outsourcing is getting a task done through the specialist outside of the organization. Okay, it is a task, it is a process of getting the work done from the outsiders, not from the company. Okay, from the outside agency we will get the work done by from the specialist persons, from the specialist individuals, those who are very good at doing certain tasks. With them we will get the work done. So as I told you, the long term, it is a long term contract. Long term contract usually outsourced will be last for more than 1 year, and this will be a core activity. We usually outsource the non-core activity, which is not a basic, which is not priority. Okay, we will give much our activities to outsource, that is non-core activities. Next one is captive as well as third party outsourcing. Third party outsourcing, captive and third party outsourcing. The outsource may be captive or third party. Captive means what? Which for one company producing goods and services are rendering its specialized services to only one company. Okay, that is what we say captive outsourcing. Third party outsourcing is a third party outsourcing is a individually and independent company or independent organization which providing its expertise services to the number of other companies or other institutions. That is called as a third party outsourcing. So this is what we just say nature of outsourcing. So outsourcing here refers to the practice of obtaining the specialized services from the specialist people outside of the organization on a regular basis. On regular basis, we will get the work done from the outside agencies. Okay. Next, we will outsource those activities which are non-core. Okay. So generally outsource involve we will outsource the non-core business activity. So non-core business activity is nothing but which is not central, which is not a basic or particular business entity. Okay, such activities we will outsource. Next one is long-term contract. Usually it will be a long-term, and outsourcing may be captive as well as the third party. So the next one is need for outsourcing or importance of outsourcing. The first one is focus of attention. Focus or attention is nothing but here under outsourcing what happened, we are outsourcing our non-core activities to the third party who is expert in doing that activity, and we are concentrating on those activity which is very basic to our organization. Okay, we are concentrating on our core activities wherein we can do such activity effectively and efficiently. That is what focus of attention. We are concentrating on only one activity in which we are expert, in which we are excellent. That is what focus. Next one is quest for the excellence. Quest for the excellence is nothing but you may aware of division of labor or specialization. With the help of specialization, you can produce or you can provide quality services to the customers. Okay. So here excellency in two ways. In one way, you will become an expert in doing the core activity, and the same excellency and same experience what you have gained, that can be provided to the other companies. Okay, that is what quest for the excellence. By having specialization in the area in which you are good, you are concentrating only on that. When you concentrate on that, you will become a excellent, you will become a good in doing a activity. It is good for the company, and even the same services can be provided to the another company, and thereby you can make a income. Next one is cost reduction. Global competitiveness necessitate not only the global quality but also the competitive pricing. Okay, you have just not only concentrate on the quality, but also you have to concentrate on the price of our goods and services. Okay, the global concept of globalization has made the competitiveness has been changed. Okay, you have to concentrate not only quality and quantity but also the price. Okay, in order to reduce the price, you will go for the outsourcing, because if you do the same thing, okay, without going for the outsider's help, without taking the outsider's help, if you do the non-core activity in an organization, you have to invest lot of amount in that, or even you have to make a lot of expenditure you have to face incurred. Okay, that is what the cost reduction. When we go for the outsourcing, automatically there will be reduction in our investment, or there will be reduction in our cost. Next one is growth through alliances. Through the association, you can also grow. So next one is growth through alliances. So you are going to grow your business through the alliances, through the formation of agencies, or you can say association for the mutual benefit. Okay. When you take the services of the outsourcer, okay, outsource services agency, okay, here the investment will be reduced. The same investment can be made in another business so that you can make a profit. Okay, likewise you can make a growth. Next one is flip to the economic development. So usually India is famous for IT companies. Okay, IT, which is information technology. So it is also a flip to the economic development. Next one is limitations of outsourcing. Though we have number of benefits of outsourcing, we also have a certain drawbacks. The first one is confidentiality. Okay, outsourcing, the concept of outsourcing depends upon the sharing of information. The company will share the lot of important information regarding the company, regarding the product, regarding their project with the another company. Okay, there will be a chances of leaking such information. Okay, the person who has taken the order, who has made a contract, he may share the information, he may leak the such vital information, important information to the competitors, or for his personal gain, he may misuse such information. That is, there is a lack of confidentiality, because the outsourcing involves the sharing of information among them. Okay, when you share, the second person, he may misuse such information, or he may give the vital information to its competitor. That is what it is, the confidentiality of information is at a risk. Next one is wet shopping. As you know that, as the firm that outsource, okay, the firm who outsource seeks to lower the cost. Okay, I am outsourcing. What I am expecting is he may offer the services at a lower cost, and try to get the maximum benefit from the low cost manpower which is available in a other country. So for the benefit of mine, I am making use of another person. That is called as a wet shopping. Next one is ethical concern. Okay, there are certain countries where they will use the child labor. They will make a discrimination between the men and women. There will be a discrimination based upon the sex. Okay, that is what we say unethical concern, or ethical concerns we will say. So is it ethical if you outsource a project to another country wherein they will use the child labors, wherein they will make a differences between the men and women? Okay, based upon the differences they will pay the wages or salary. Is it ethical? We have to think. Next one is resentment in a home country. Resentment in a home countries. Resentment is nothing but unemployment. Unemployment. When we give our project to another countries, okay, then what happened? If we give our work to the another countries, then the work for the job will be available for the other country's citizens, but not for the our country's citizens, which leads to the huge unemployment in our country. So these are the 4 limitations that we will see in our outsourcing. First one is confidentiality of information at risk. Next one is sweatshopping, ethical concern, resentment in a home country. See, that is nothing but unemployment. So these are the merits and demerits of outsourcing. From here completes your 5th chapter. Whatever doubts you have, you can make a clarification. Okay, thank you.